We'll still have the chance for some flooding because these rain showers are going to linger around for quite some time. That hail risk has increased since earlier this morning. But if these storms do hold their strength, then other areas could also see the potential for damaging winds and also localized flooding. We are tracking Tropical Depression 9, which is expected to become Hurricane Imelda as it makes its way towards portions of Florida. But this path has changed since yesterday. It actually has shifted a bit towards the northeast. You can see Tropical Depression 9 again is churning up, and so this is going to give us some more moisture towards the Tennessee Valley as we head into Monday morning. So we could be seeing anywhere from a light dusting to even 1/10 of an inch or so. Again, specifically for higher elevations headed overnight into Monday morning, we could still see some of those flurries. Not only heavy rainfall, but we also had wind gusts about 50 miles an hour on the surface, but about over 100 miles an hour in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And this caused more than 100,000 power outages to be reported in Buncombe County. This has accumulated into Pigeon River, and that's what eventually spilled over into downtown. We can see here even up to 4 inches of just that additional rainfall alone. And again, this is live data from that storm, so from Hurricane Helene itself. This is where we're really looking at that potential rotation. If you live near Newsom Gap Road, County Highway 125, Spring Lane, Lake Loop Road, Highlands Drive, Canyon Ridge Road, Tatum Road, Sunset Drive, you are going to want to be in your safe space right now. We have the hail behind this, and we have wind going towards the radar, wind going away from the radar. So there is some definite rotation. We're expecting to see this linger around portions of Jamaica and even Haiti and the Dominican Republic. It is expected to be pretty catastrophic, causing lots of mudslides as well. So if you know anyone who's traveling there, or if you have friends or family who live in those areas, make sure that they evacuate and that they avoid the area at all costs.
It is going to be an extremely hot week ahead, so it's going to be important to remember to stay cool and to stay hydrated to prevent heat-related illnesses such as heat exhaustion and also heat stroke. Now, the main difference between these two is that with heat exhaustion, you'll start to feel dizzy, you'll feel, extra thirsty, maybe a bit nauseous, and potentially feel a bit on the weaker side. And if those symptoms persist for a long period of time, that's when you need to seek medical attention, because it could eventually lead to a heat stroke. Now, if someone continues to have those symptoms, but also becomes more confused and also becomes potentially unconscious, that's when you really need to call 911.
May have felt some rumbling in your house this morning at around 9:04 a.m. Eastern time, and that's because we had an earthquake of a 4.1 magnitude located in Greenback, Tennessee. Now, this lasted fairly briefly, but hopefully there was no damage. But if there is, make sure you report it to us and email us at pressrelease@local3news.com, and we'll have more information as we learn more updates about this.
Good Sunday morning, everybody. We are in storm alert weather day mode once again, and this is because we do have some chances for some strong to severe thunderstorms, bringing damaging winds and even some localized flooding across the Tennessee Valley as we move throughout the entirety of today. So between now and 3 p.m. Eastern time, we'll have this next line of storms that'll continue to move through, and then following that up until 10 p.m. we'll have some pop-up thunderstorms expected. This is for the entirety of our viewing area. Again, flooding and damaging winds being the number 2 risks we're focusing on, but there is still a slim tornado risk, so we'll keep an eye on that too. But again, it is slim, and the hail risk is slim to none as of right now. Now, flooded roadways are definitely a possibility. There are already flood warnings in effect for portions of Jackson and DeKalb counties in Alabama, so do not drive through any unknown depths of water if you do have to make a commute today. Now, tree and roof damage is definitely still a possibility too, because we've already seen that within the overnight hours, and same with power outages. We have thousands of households without power right now. So within the past few hours, like I mentioned, we do have that flood warning in effect for portions of Jackson and DeKalb counties in Alabama, but we also just have this large system of rain that's just going to continue to pour buckets of rain throughout the day. Now, we did have that first line move through, but again, we do have that next line that's going to be on the way between now and 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then following that, like I mentioned, we will have some more pop-up storms possible. There are still some tornado watches in effect too for portions of Georgia Georgia. So again, the next big thing is, of course, that severe weather that I just mentioned. So again, that next line is going to move in between now and 3 p.m. and then that is going to bring us some chances for just more buckets of rain. We're talking torrential rainfall still possible, bringing us potential for flash flooding across the valley. And then even as we head into the afternoon hours, especially in the afternoon hours, those wind gusts are expected to pick up. Now, sustained winds are expected to stay relatively calm between 5 to 20 miles an hour, but with those gusts, we could see gusts up to 50 miles an hour or more, especially as they pick up in the afternoon hours. Now, as we reach 3 p.m., again, that line will be moved through, but following that, we'll have some additional pop-up storms that could still bring us some damaging winds and also some more chances for some localized flooding in the area. And like I mentioned, the tornado risk is not out 100%, so we're going to be keeping an eye out on every single factor as we head throughout the rest of the day. Now, following all of these severe threats, we're just looking at some more chances for some rain showers behind that headed into Monday. So again, that severe threat will end at around 10 p.m. for this evening. Now again, we have between a marginal and even a slight risk, and that's the chance for damaging winds and then localized flooding. We have that slight risk at play, and so that means there's a 10 to 20% chance for this to occur. So we could see, again, not only ponding in the roads, but even some flooded roadways. So we're going to keep an eye out for that too. The tornado risk is not out of the running 100%. There's about a 2% chance for a tornado to form 25 miles within any single point on the map within this green area that you see right here. So again, that chance is still there. Now, as of current conditions, we're looking at 61 degrees for the current temperature in Chattanooga, 59 in Altamont, 60 degrees in Fort Payne, 60 in Athens. So temperature wise, I mean, not too bad, but it is definitely very rainy when you do head out the door. It's also a bit foggy too. We'll have some patchy fog throughout the day because of these storms that we'll be seeing. Again, we're looking at these chances for these showers to continue to peak throughout the afternoon. Same with the chances for damaging winds and localized flooding. So today's high will be definitely cooler than it was yesterday. 70 degrees for the high. Make sure to continue to stay weather aware with us. It'll be 69 degrees in Cleveland, 71 in Athens, 67 in Altamont, 70 in Fort Payne. And for this evening, it'll be a bit slightly cooler than it was yesterday evening, but again, some more chances for some scattered thunderstorms possible. As we move throughout the rest of this week, again, today is a storm alert weather day, and then we'll see temperatures continue to decrease throughout the start of the next week, and we'll even have some chances for some frost on Wednesday morning. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office says Erlanger Hospital was also on lockdown, but they have since been given the all clear.
Named after Barbara Ector, an educator for the Cleveland City school system who passed away last summer, Barbara's Market aims to provide food, clothing, household items, school supplies, hygiene products, and much more to students. The market was launched in September, and this week the school is seeing about 30 more families needing assistance.
We're not ready to make a direct correlation as far as the reason for that. We'll know more as we have several Mondays, but we do assume that there are some families that are getting anxious if those benefits are frozen.
Each family gets to choose 10 clothing items per household member and a pair of shoes per family member at no cost. Barbara's Market also stocks up on different foods. The goal is to build relationships with school families and make them feel safe and supported, regardless of the struggles they face.
We want to be able to help that one that maybe has more complex issues that it's going to take a while to be able to get them on their feet. But we also want to be able to help that family who maybe is a government employee and is not getting paid right now and they need some extra help.
And the feedback has been nothing but positive.
We're really thankful that we're able to assist our families in this way, and I think our families have shown us that they're just very humbled and very thankful that we're able to provide this service for them.
Families can visit the market twice a month, and more monthly visits may be allowed in the future. Also, more donations and volunteers are needed. When severe weather swept through the Tennessee Valley Tuesday evening, the high-top radar, known as HTX, lost power. The site is located in Jackson County, Alabama. And while it's not known yet what caused the power outage, meteorologist Dan Dixon at the National Weather Service office in Huntsville tells Local 3 that the radar is vulnerable due to surrounding trees and power lines.
In a situation where commercial power was lost, the generator would provide power to keep the radar operating until the commercial power was restored. But due to an issue with the actual generator at the radar site. It wasn't working properly.
Repair crews are inspecting the radar, and we're told the generator will likely be down for another week or two, forcing the NWS to rely on other sources for information, including adjacent radar sites.
We have access to a lot of good environmental data and critical satellite data that can help us to diagnose storms and the intensity of storms in order to continue warnings. There's also no replacement for the real-time reports we get from storm spotters.
The very first 2 eggs of the 2025 penguin nesting season are officially here at the Tennessee Aquarium. However, it is a little too soon to tell now whether or not these eggs are viable.
The first egg was found on Easter Sunday, and the second egg was found on April 24th. The eggs are usually not here until May. 2 Gentoo penguins, Carla and Bigfoot, are the first couple to have eggs this nesting season.
Carla has never had an egg and successfully incubated one before, so she's still kind of learning. On the first day, she was kind of hovering over it, not really sitting on it, kind of confused, like not sure what just happened, but she's doing a little bit better now.
The incubation period lasts for 40 days, and the penguins are able to sit on them for 50 days to see if the egg hatches. However, if the egg cracks in the process, they give the penguin a fake egg.
If I don't do that, then in her mind, she might think that she needs to lay again. And I don't want it to be too hard on her body to constantly try and produce another egg.
Just like in nature, 2 eggs do not guarantee 2 chicks, but the odds of a viable egg are better. Carla and Bigfoot each take turns taking care of the eggs, and they will benefit from the incubation process.
And regardless of the outcome, whether we have a chick or not, it's going to give her some really good practice for incubating, so maybe next year she'd be even better.
Other birds may not lay eggs for another month. If a chick hatches and the aquarium notices the chick is not being taken care of by the parents, the aquarium will step in and help raise the chick.
If you would like to learn more about the penguin nesting season and stay updated as to whether or not these eggs hatch, make sure to click the story in our app. Reporting for Local 3 News, I'm Audrey Shirley. 2 of the Gentoo penguins at the Tennessee Aquarium, Carla and Bigfoot, have had 2 eggs, and now we're just waiting to see whether or not these eggs hatch. Make sure to visit the Tennessee Aquarium to see these eggs for yourself.
Yes, those are good. And the indulgence is healthy because pumpkins are loaded with nutrients. They're also safe for furry friends, and veterinarians actually recommend pumpkin puree for dogs and cats that suffer from certain digestive ailments. So go nuts and enjoy this ubiquitous fruit any way you like. Interesting. The study came out after various transportation challenges emerged. Following the study, experts determined having passenger rail services would be the best for the economy. And you can also snap a photo with Santa. Festivities begin at 4:30 at the courthouse lawn with the tree lighting happening at sunset.
Oh, it's that time of year.
That sounds
so
fun.
exciting.
This year's event is on December 12th. It is one of the food bank's largest fundraisers of the year. 1 in 6 people face hunger. A donation of just $2 helps provide 5 meals.